Hello again, folks. This is Sullla speaking, and you're listening to another video for League of Legends. In this game, I am duo queuing for a ranked game alongside VarisNox, and we are going to be playing Karthus on my part and Singed on the part of Varis. Since this is a ranked game, that means that we are matched up with players that we don't know and have no experience playing with. So we are matched up along with a Morgana player, a Lee Sin player, and a Vayne player. Then on the other team, we'll be playing against Caitlyn, Alistar, Jarvan, Lux, and Gangplank. And for whatever reason, the replay client went through that loading screen super fast, so you can check out the summoners and the matchups in the game right here. So I'll just hold on this screen for a second. Now, as I explained in some of the previous videos that I've been doing in this series, Varis and I are duo queuing together for ranked games. Our logic was we would just decide to try our hand at some ranked games at the end of Season 1. Neither one of us had ever played any ranked matches before. At least we had done a couple in pre-made teams of 5, but solo queue or duo queue is a little bit different than that. So we thought, let's just practice, try a couple of these games, see how we do in the placement matches, and maybe if we do well enough, we'll be able to get silver or gold status at the end of Season 1 and be able to get some of the, little perks that go along with that. So we've been trying some different things. We've done AD carry and support in bottom lane, had some success with that. We've tried doing one of us play jungler, one of us play in a solo lane. So this game we're going to do something a little bit different. 2 solo lanes, Karthus solo mid, and Singed solo in top. So we'll take 2 solo lanes and see how that works for this game. Now, I have done a lot of Karthus videos before, but I never really gotten any complaints about that. People seem to enjoy watching me play Karthus, enjoy the Karthus gameplay. So as long as people aren't complaining, I'm going to keep putting up Karthus videos. And I actually had some requests specifically for this game. It was up on my live stream, and I had 1 or 2 people ask if I could put this game up on YouTube as well, just because they saw the end of it or didn't see the whole game. So for anyone who's curious, anything that I live stream gets recorded and then saved onto the live stream. So if you missed the game or if you weren't watching when I was live streaming, they're all saved on the live stream channel, and that's linked from this video description. You can check it out underneath this video. If you check out the description, there's a link to the live stream. So they are all there if in case you missed it or you want to go back and watch the games. The quality isn't quite as high as it is for the YouTube stuff because I'm not looking back at it on a replay, but nonetheless, definitely you can still check it out if you want to. If it's worth your while, you can see all the games that we're playing right now. Okay, so as far as this game goes, if you want to take a look at the summoners for the other team, what are they missing? Yes, they do not have a smite, and that means no jungler. So Varis is in top lane against a Caitlyn and Jarvan player, so he is going to have a very rough go of it early on. I'm in mid against Lux. That's not that big of an issue. I'm not too worried about that. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, our Vayne and Morgana players are against a Gangplank and an Alistar. Alistar is not playing support, or at least he's not playing pure support because Alistar has no clairvoyance, and in fact there's no clairvoyance on either side in this particular game. So as far as this matchup goes against Lux here in middle lane, the advantage of Lux is extreme range. That's sort of the thing that she has going for her as a champion. Her abilities outrange me. Disadvantages of Lux is she has very long cooldowns, and she doesn't scale as well as a lot of the other AP casters. Her ratios are okay, they're not terrible, but they're not as good as a lot of the others. Also, if you look in terms of itemizing our 2 champions, up in, Lux has chosen to start Doran's Ring. Very defensible start. However, that means that Lux does not have, is going to be slower than me because I have boots. I have 371 movement speed. Lux has 334, so I'm faster than Lux. I can catch her with Lay Waste. And the other thing is I have 3 health pots, and Lux does not have any health pots. So Lux cannot heal any damage I deal to her, whereas I can, if we harass back and forth, I can heal up a lot of the damage that I take. So that's going to give me the advantage in this lane. See, I'm able to hit her with a couple Lay Waste. And of course, because I'm faster, it's easier to hit those Lay Waste too. Right now, most of these sort of high-tier players, real top players, when they play AP casters, ability power casters in middle lane, they usually will start boots in 3 pots for exactly those reasons I've outlined. And although that's not necessarily the right play, I usually try to imitate them. Anyway, we're in some trouble here in bottom lane. We give up first blood there, but right here I'm going to dodge a light binding, and right there Lux comes too far forward, hit her. I'm going to hit her with wall to slow her. I'm going to use my ignite, and then right there Ignite's going to get the kill. So that was a pretty nice way, a pretty nice kill, I'd like to say there. Lux came forward, and I was able to toss down Wall of Pain, slow her, lead her with a couple Lay Waste, toss the Ignite, and was able to get a kill there. However, we did give up first blood in bottom lane, and now bottom lane has died again, so now both people in bottom lane have died, and furthermore, we're in a lot of trouble here in top lane because Varis is by himself here in the top lane. This is the 2v1. Varis, also being Singed, does not have a ranged attack, so he has to play really defensively, and he's in all kinds of trouble here. mostly due to the fact that Caitlyn has such great range. Very, very difficult lane. So this is what's causing problems here. We're in a lot of trouble in top lane. There you go. Varus does have teleport, so he's going to heal and buy and then teleport back. And we also have already suffered 2 deaths in bottom lane. So even though I'm doing pretty well in mid, we're in a lot of trouble elsewhere. Here comes the teleport. So this is going to be the challenge for us in this game. Even though, yes, it's true, not having a jungler is a little bit silly, and Lee Sin is getting farmed, we're going to have to deal with that top lane and going to try to deal with things. And hopefully our bottom lane will also need to come back from this. So anyway, this game was actually pretty interesting, which is why I'm going to put it up here. And you'll see how things go, but it was interesting enough, I think, to be worthwhile of doing a YouTube cast. So anyway, up here, Varus is continuing to try to hold this lane, but he's in a lot of trouble. And while I was playing this game, I actually had a suggestion from one of the people watching the live stream. My friend Speaker suggested that I needed to go up to top lane to try and get rid of some of the pressure on Varus up there. So that's something I'm going to be looking to do. Go and try to help him out up there in top lane in a little bit. So right here, I'm going to push Lux to tower and just harass her a little bit. And then right now, while Lux is pushed to tower, I'm going to try to head to top lane just to help out Varus because he's just in so much trouble. And if we don't do something about this top lane, we're going to lose it. Furthermore, the timing is perfect. Jarvan is going back to base while Caitlyn is still there. So Varus is going to toss down his goo, and there's his ghost going to initiate. There's the fling back. Caitlyn's still being slowed by the goo, and then here I come. There's the wall of pain to cut off the escape route, and then together, the two of us shouldn't have any trouble chasing down this Caitlyn and finishing her off. There we go. And Varus is even going to get the kill, which is key because it's probably more important for him to get the kill and get that gold than for me. So anyway, there we go, and that gank worked out really well. So good suggestion by Speaker, who, like I said, my friend was watching the live stream and suggested I go up there and gank. That was actually typed at the time, but that text doesn't get saved in the replay client for whatever reason. It looks like only stuff that was typed in-game gets saved by the replay client. It has something to do with the interaction between the way that the stuff gets saved or whatever. So that worked out well. We were able to gank top lane, and now we've put Varus back in it, and as soon as he's able to go back and get his catalyst, he'll be able to lane much more effectively up there in top lane. Anyway, I was able to get back here. Lux did not hard push the lane while I was gone, so I was able to get back and still farm up most of the minions. I only missed a couple minions. I'm on 41 minions. That's by far the most in the game. This Lux is only on 24, so I'm way ahead. I've also told the team, I have ult, call if you want Karthus ult. This is something you need to do in solo queue games. Just let people, just remind other people on your team that, you know, hey, Karthus does have a global ult. Pay attention, you know, if you see a need, see an opportunity to use it, go for it. Anyway, so Lux, I haven't been too impressed by Lux's play thus far. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Let's see, Varus is still got that 2v1, but he's right now he seems to be handling it okay. Biggest concern for us is our bottom lane. If you look at this Vayne is already 0-2 and has 6 minion kills, and Morgana's 0-1 with 10 minion kills. So this is not going particularly well right now at the moment. So we're in some trouble down there in the bottom lane, and we're going to have to hopefully keep an eye on that. The good news is Lee Sin has just been jungling. He is doing a nice job of buying and putting himself in a strong position to do well in this game later on. So there's the Gangplank ult right there. See an exhaust coming out, and let's see what's going to happen down here. Wish I had the health bars. Vayne is super low. You can see over here, and there it is. Alistar is going to flash in, and unfortunately Alistar is going to get away, but that's why Karthus is in the game. I was watching down there, and there's my ult, so we are going to get that kill right there. So again, advantage of Karthus. Karthus strong in solo queue, allows you to clean up kills in situations like that. Now Lee Sin is going to gank for the first time, goes in on top lane with that red buff, is able to score a kill on Caitlyn, and I even get an assist because I had ulted recently enough that I was able to get an assist there. Meanwhile, right now, Vayne player complaining about Morgana, which is kind of funny. The way that these two interacted, I thought was pretty amusing during the game. So anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on that chat text too. Anyway, Lux left mid, went up top. Lux has started double Dorans. Interesting decision. You kind of want boots at some point in time there. Decided not to. So with Lux not here in mid, I am going to push this lane, and I'm going to push the tower so that she's going to miss a whole lot of farm. And right there, all this is going to push the tower, and with Lux not there, she's going to miss out on all this golden experience from those minion waves hitting the tower. And, oh, right now, Lee Sin was really low. This Varus had told me Lee Sin's low, he needs to go back. So I'm going to head up here to cover top lane and give him a little bit of a reprieve. And going to type that in, can hold top for a sec. So Varus goes back to buy, Lee Sin goes back, and we're just going to have a nice smooth rotation up here to cover top lane and allow everybody a chance to go back, heal and buy. Lee Sin looked like it was warded there. I think he was going to go in for another gank on that Jarvan, but it was warded. And now that Varus has had a chance to go back and buy, he almost has his Catalyst as a ward, has some health pots. He should be in much better shape to hold that lane, because he's going to now that he's been in that solo lane for a while, he has more experience than the others. Anyway, bottom lane still continuing to not get the job done. Vayne is 0-4 with 7 minion kills at the 10-minute mark. That is not getting it done. And here comes the complaining. Anytime the lane is going badly, it's going to be a lot of what they would say on the forums is QQ back and forth, or in other words, people just complaining and blaming one another. And Vayne saying 0-4 with carry, GG. So we were like, yeah, great. This is not what we want to see. But anyway, I'm getting ganked in mid by Alistar. Should have had some ward coverage on the river. Instead, I'm going to use my flash, and I'm going to make it out of here okay, but I did have to use flash, so that was not a particularly good situation. Not what I was looking for there. And now I'm going to head back to base. But I was able to escape that. I was in decent enough shape that I wasn't in too much danger there. I was okay to get out of that. In terms of what I've been building, I went for the early tier of the Goddess just because I didn't feel particularly threatened by Lux. And then next I've gone for Catalyst of the Protector and Sork Shoes. So I don't actually have any AP. All I have is ability power, AP per level runes. But I've made myself very strong defensively with the extra health and a lot of mana regen. So between Catalyst and Tier, I'll be able to have a ton of sustain, be able to sit in lane for a long time. Anyway, Lux went down to bottom lane. I don't know if Lux was involved in the kill or not, but once again, Morgana died. So our bottom lane is 0-6 right now. And yeah, that's not particularly good. Our bottom lane's feeding pretty hard right now. However, right here, Lee Sin is going to catch Lux as she's trying to run back to lane. Lux does a good job of binding him, but right there, I'm going to hit on my wall to slow, and then Lee Sin is going to finish off the kill. So a nice job there on the part of our Lee Sin, just to clean up that kill. Caught Lux as she was returning from bottom lane. So we're able to get the kill, and now I'll push this wave to the tower, have it all eaten by the tower, so Lux won't get that gold or experience. Meanwhile, Varus is still 2v1ing up in top, and so he's missing out on a lot of farm, but other than that, he's doing a good job. He's just holding this lane and keeping these guys alive, or keeping himself alive even in the 2v1 lane, and that's allowing Lee Sin to keep farming. And like right there, he's going to take a lot of harass, but able to get the kill on Caitlyn. Again, couldn't really see it because of the health bars, but he did get a kill there. And now finally our bottom lane is doing good stuff. Lee Sin went to the bottom, and can he survive? 19 HP. Yes, going to make it out. So Lee Sin able to head down to bottom lane. And then right there, I'm going to use my ult. Varus had said if I ult in, he can get a kill on Jarvan, and indeed there it is. So Varus told me, use your ult. I can get a kill on Jarvan if you do. So Varus is going to score a double kill up there. We also got a kill in bottom lane, and meanwhile I've been farming mid the whole time. So despite the fact that our bottom lane has been playing really, really poorly, I did enjoy this exchange too. Anyway, so even though our bottom lane has been failing pretty hard, overall we're still in pretty good shape for this game. Varus is 3-0-0. He doesn't have a lot of farm because of the 2v1 lane, but he hasn't died, and he's kept his tower alive despite all the pressure on it. I'm 2-0-4. I have like twice as many minion kills as anyone else in the game, and Lee Sin's doing great too. So basically our three champs, Karthus, Singed, and Lee Sin, are just going to try to carry this game with little to no help from the bottom lane. But we'll see. Maybe they'll be able to get in. Hopefully they'll be able to get farm up and get stronger. But Vayne still only has 19 minion kills at the 13-minute mark, which is just like hilariously low for someone who's supposed to be an AD carry. Apparently Morgana has been taking all the farm. And there goes Vayne again. Vayne is once again going to die. So, yeah, Vayne is 1-5. So, anyway, we're just going to ignore that for now and keep on going. Anyway, Varus used his teleport, teleported into bottom lane, so here's the fight. Gonna go in, dive the tower, get a kill on Gangplank right there. Unfortunately, my ult is down. I'd love to ult into this fight, but Varus is doing the Singe thing, which is run around with your ult, with poison running, have everybody run into your poison. Right here, now Lee Sin has come in to help as well. There goes Alistar. Can they get another kill here on this Lux player? Chasing after Lux. Are they going to be able to chase down this Lux player? I see an Ignite going on Varus right there. Yes, they are going to get the kill on Lux, and unfortunately, Varus is going to die to the tower, but scored another kill. And now can Lee Sin get the kill on this Jarvan player? You know he wants to dive this. He wants it so badly. He wants to dive this. No, I guess he's going to back out. Oh, no, no, still hanging around here. I'm just pushing tower and mid, so I'm not really doing anything all that exciting. Let's see. Is he going to go for this? Is he going to go for this? Meanwhile, there's a dive going on in top lane. Caitlyn got the tower, but Caitlyn died in the process. Oh, double kill up there in top lane. Anyway, guess he's not going to get that kill on Jarvan down there. Oh, or no, maybe Jarvan came out. Jarvan's going to use his ult, and there we go. Lee Sin, you knew he wanted it. He was hanging around bottom lane for so long. You know he wanted that, and he did ultimately get that kill. Gangplank, and Gangplank apparently saying it's game over as well. Anyway, so with all that recent spate of kills, we've gotten back into it. We're now ahead 13-10. We're in good shape just because of my farming situation. Varys and Lee Sin are also in really good shape. Oh, and there we go, another kill down in bottom lane as Lee Sin's going to pick up a kill on that Alistar. So starting to get farmed here, starting to draw past the enemy team due to the fact that we have 3 farm champs, and the only one who's done well on their team is this Gangplank player. And there we go, going to slow him. He's going to use his cleanse, and he also has Boots of Swiftness for some reason. Yeah, so the person on their team getting all the kills is Gangplank, 5-1-1, but he doesn't have that much farm because he was in the duo lane, and his itemization has been kind of questionable. Manamune and Boots of Swiftness, a bit curious there. So, fortunately, Gangplank has bought a little bit of strange items instead of getting... the more standard path for Gangplank is Wriggles into Trinity Force. I don't think anyone actually buys Manamune. Anyway, Varys... did he pick up that blue buff? I guess he didn't. I just saw the blue buff disappear. Someone on their side must have gotten it. But in any case, I'm continuing to farm, and as long as I keep farming, that means good stuff is going to happen for our team later on in the game. Their Lux player has kind of abandoned mid, which is a sign, which is definitely not what you should be doing. Yeah, Lux is just kind of running all over the map, which is definitely not a good sign. Anyway, right here, Alistar going to come out and try to gank me, but Alistar doesn't do that much damage. I'm going to flash, and with flash in my wall, I'm okay. Not in that much danger. And now, meanwhile, we're trying to come in and counter gank this, but Gangplank is going to flash out of that Lee Sin resonating strike, so he is going to escape. Otherwise, we might have been able to kill them. I do have ult up, so I can ult into any fights that we might have here. So, in good shape at this point in time. I'm hoping that I can get the next blue buff. Lee Sin has been taking them so far. We have a lot of champs around mid. Varys is trying to steal their blue. Let's see if he's going to be able to get out of this. I think he's going to be able to. And just continuing to put pressure on those lanes. Yep, so Varys is just 1v2ing against Caitlyn and Jarvan. Is he going to be able to chase these people down? I'm not sure. Again, wish I had the health bars here. And yep, there we go. So Caitlyn is pretty low. Varys also pretty low. And right here, I got a request to use my ult. So going to toss Caitlyn back into the tower, and that's going to score a kill on my ult, but Varys is going to die at the same time, so that probably was not worth it. Meanwhile, fight still continuing over here. Our Vayne player is running around, but Lee Sin is doing work over here, fighting 1v2 against Alistar and Jarvan. Meanwhile, we are going to score a kill in bottom lane at the same time, but right here, Lee Sin is going to get a kill on Alistar, and he is still fighting, but unfortunately going to get taken out there. If Vayne had stayed in the fight, we probably could have gotten more kills, but Vayne just kind of ran away and didn't do anything in that fight. I thought it was more valuable to stay here in mid and just keep pushing than run around in their enemy jungle. So let's see, tower down to 118. Can we get this tower? Just need one hit, and Vayne's going to take it down with her tumble there. So nicely done. And even though we traded some kills for deaths there, we still were able to get a tower in bottom. Morgana scored a kill on Gangplank and then got the tower, and then we got the tower mid. So we're off to a pretty good shape here. After that very rocky start, we've really kind of managed to get back into this. I mean, Vayne is still ridiculously underfarmed. Vayne is basically useless, just has a zeal and is buying a red pot, which is a mistake because Vayne is way behind on her build there. But not the time to be buying red pots when you're that far behind. Anyway, I was going for blue there. Unfortunately, it released, and as soon as it released, I didn't have enough mana to finish it off. But I'm going to get Rod of Ages, finish my Rod of Ages, and then pick up a Blasting Wand, and get a couple wards here as well. And yeah, so I'm in really good shape here. Rod of Ages by the 18-minute mark, plus a tier, plus a Blasting Wand, plus Sork Shoes, and now I can go straight for Death Cap from here and just start building AP because I have enough survivability. Well, I'll need Magic Resist eventually, but for now I'm okay. Anyway, Caitlyn in trouble mid. Can Caitlyn manage to get out of here? Oh, just barely going to miss on that Dark Binding, so it looks like Caitlyn is going to make it out and is going to be okay. Meanwhile, fight going on in top lane. Vayne coming in here. Varys still running around in top. Don't chase Singed. Always the rule of these games here. And let's see, are they going to be able to finish this off? I unfortunately don't have ult quite up yet. Still on 10-second cooldown. Meanwhile, while everyone's laning, I'm going to go over here and try to take this blow. But the fight does continue up here in top lane, so try to keep an eye on this. But it looks like there's been a disengage, and I was suggesting that our teammates not dive into the middle lane. Okay, anyway, right there, it looks like Vayne knocked back somebody on the enemy team. Anyway, I was able to get that blue, and right here, Lux was trying to go do Dragon, but we are going to chase her away. See the light of the little Lux passive, the light, whatever it's called, on the Dragon. One advantage of Karthus is Karthus does do Dragon really fast, so if you will watch here, it's going to go down really fast, and we're going to score Dragon. Meanwhile, Varus has scored another kill in top lane on the Alistar player, and now Jarvan is doing what you should not do, which is chase in the poison, chase after Varus. Let's see. Oh, but now he's getting ganked by 3 members of the enemy team. Can he get away? He is singed. He is running his ultimate. He does have that damage mitigation. Is he going to manage to get away? Oh, but there's Ignite, and Ignite does true damage, and that is going to spell the end of Varus there. But here we are. We're coming in. We're going to counter gank this. So let's see if we can catch them while they're still out of position here. We're going to go in, and right there, there's the Soul Shackles. I'm going to toss down my wall, and right there, there's our first kill on Caitlyn. Now, still chasing, going to flash after them right here. There is a lot of damage from those Karthus Qs. There we go. Going to get a kill on Lux. My wall is almost off of cooldown, so right there, going to slow him, and another lay waste, going to finish him off. And then we heard Varus said that Gangplank was right here. He saw him moving in, so oh, here comes Gangplank, and Gangplank, that was not a fight you should have picked. So we're going to score another kill there. So I ended up with a double kill, but I actually got 3 kills in that exchange. So went from 2 to 5, and we are now in really, really good shape. So even though our bottom lane fed really, really hard in this game, I think died 7 times in the first 10 minutes, and even though we had that tough laning matchup in top lane initially when Varus was against Caitlyn and Jarvan, we've been able to flip this game on its head. And just because Varus and I and Lee Sin are all carrying really, really hard, so even though Morgana and Vayne have done very little in this game, I mean, Morg has kind of gotten back into it and is starting to help out. Vayne has been just about useless in this game. We've been able to carry the mistakes of our teammates just because we've been playing well, and because we haven't been too impressed by a lot of the other players in this game. Lack of farming, a huge issue. Nobody is farming on the enemy team, like, at all. Lux has the most farm, and Lux is at 74 minion kills. I'm at 152, so yeah, it's just not really that close overall in terms of farm. Varus has just been hanging out in top lane. He does have Rod of Ages, Ninja Tabby. The Ninja Tabby, I think, is an interesting choice. A good decision for this game because he was up against Jarvan and Caitlyn. Anyway, here, going to go in on this top lane. Going to look to get this kill. And watch right here, this Alistar, right as he's about to die, makes a great play. He's going to headbutt me into the tower. And now I don't have flash up, so I can't get out of the Jarvan ult. And so that's going to spell a death for me, my first death of the game. So it was a nice play by that Alistar, but we still did go 2 for 1 there, even though I died. It's a shame I didn't have flash up. I would have lived. And now Lux is trying to defend the tower. Lux actually burned a teleport to get in here, I believe. Or no, I must be thinking of a different game. That must have been the other ranked game we played. Anyway, Lux trying to defend this tower, but uh-oh, here comes Lee Sin, and that means bad news for Lux. So let's see, can they manage to finish off this kill, taking a lot of damage, but Varus and our Lee Sin player are doing a great job of trading off tower aggression, and they're going to be able to get that kill underneath the tower. Very nicely done. Now, meanwhile, in bottom lane, Morgana and Vayne want to go for this Gangplank. There's the Soul Shackles. Watch there. Oh, it's going to be a flash for flash, but they are going to manage to catch that Gangplank. Vayne actually flashed over here right as Gangplank flashed this way, so it was a totally wasted flash, but they were able to get the kill. And look at this. Notice the players that were complaining to each other earlier in the game, how Vayne and Morg were at each other's throats when we were losing. Now it's good job Morg and smiley face, and no problem, mate. Isn't it interesting how people's opinions change when all of a sudden you're winning instead of losing the game? When we were playing, we just thought that was really interesting. And if my background were in psychology instead of being in history, I could maybe write a paper on that or something. But it is isn't it interesting how when you're winning, everybody's good friends, and when you're losing, everybody's at each other's throats? Just an interesting little observation of these two players who have been together almost the whole game and spent the first 10 minutes just screaming at each other. And then as soon as we started to flip the game around, all of a sudden they were best buds, BFF again. Okay, anyway, Caitlyn is a bit exposed up here. Varus is going to push this minion wave, and then we'll see if he and Lee Sin are going to go in on this kill. Nope, looks like they're just going to push. And, oops, actually the minions are way back here, so nope, probably not a good idea to dive that. Anyway, I'm going to toss a ward down at Dragon in anticipation of that coming back up soon. Really, at this point, we just need to pick smart fights. Oh, and here comes Gangplank and Lux looking to check out Dragon, and we are going to trap them right here. And we should be, they're going to be in a whole lot of trouble right here. So there's a condemn into the wall, going to finish off Gangplank. And right here, Lux is in all kinds of trouble, but Is she going to manage to get out of here? No, not going to manage to get out. Looks like she did not have flash up there. And right here, I'm going to use my ult. I actually backed out of the fight to make sure I didn't die. And I actually was trying to ult to finish off Lux, but looks like it wasn't needed. Anyway, while they chase, I'm going to push in mid and try to get this tower. But Varus is still chasing. There comes the Soul Shackle from Morgana, and that's going to be a kill. And I get an assist because I pressed R. Yay! Okay, anyway, now we're going to push on this tower mid, and with 3 of us here, we should have no trouble getting this. Now, right here, I expected that Varus was going to pull tower aggression, but instead, Alistar flashed and headbutted me back into the tower. So that was actually a really nice play by Alistar there, because I was expecting Varus to pull the tower aggression, but instead Alistar flashed after me, and I ended up taking the tower aggression, and then when he headbutt pulverized me, well, he actually pulverized and headbutted there. I ended up taking all the tower shots, and I died, so that was kind of a sloppy death. I really shouldn't have gotten killed there, but it was just a nice play by Alistar. I wasn't expecting him to flash in there. Still, we did go 1 for 1, but it was not the best play on my part there, and it looks like we're going to have to back off of this tower here. Or maybe not, we'll see. But in any case, still in very comfortable shape, still way ahead here. I've now managed to finish Death Cap, so let's see, 323 ability power, and I can get Archangel Staff, and get Archangel Staff soon, which will really put me over the top. That'll get me to 500 ability power when I pick that up. And I'm just getting stronger and stronger as the game goes along with my 183 minion kills. Anyway, so Varus still chasing after Caitlyn. Is he going to be able to chase this down? Here comes Lee Sin. Lee Sin ran over a trap, though. So, oh, is he going to go in? No, deciding not to go in there. And just deciding to back off. So anyway, Dragon's back up. I'm going to take blue buff, then we're going to go for Dragon, and we're going to continue to see if we can snowball ahead in this match and just get that much further ahead, even though things have been going really well for a long time now. So anyway, let's see if we can get this Dragon. Doesn't look like the enemy team is coming to challenge, and nope, they're not going to challenge because the match is over, and they are going to surrender right there, 4-1, which we were sort of like, wow, okay, I guess they're going to give up. And then, watch right here, Gangplank, GG, Caitlyn sucks. It's like, oh, Caitlyn sucks, not the Vayne who died 5 times in the first 10 minutes. But anyway, I'll get to that when we go through the stats and finish this. Anyway, here are the final numbers from the game. For whatever reason, our team really seemed to like Rod of Ages, as both myself, Varus, and Morgana all seemed to build this. The key to this game was turning around that very rough start. I mean, our bottom lane was, let's be honest, our bottom lane was failing pretty hard. They died, between Morgana and Vayne, they died 7 times in the first 10 minutes, and they weren't farming at all. Vayne was on 10 minion kills at the 10-minute mark, so that was definitely not getting it done, to say the least. We were also getting pushed very, very hard in top lane, and Varus was taking a lot of aggression from those 2 players, but we were able to turn that around. Lee Sin was able to help go to top lane and help Varus out, help relieve some pressure. I was able to go up there once and get a kill that was really key in helping to turn that lane around and get us back to the advantage, and I was able to outplay Lux pretty decisively in middle lane. I wasn't too terribly impressed by the play of that Lux player. And no offense intended, but I just think that I outplayed her pretty hard. Another thing that was a big issue is no one on their team really farmed. For that matter, no one on our team really farmed all that well either. Varus couldn't really get going and do the thing that Singed normally does just because of the 2v1. He couldn't be running around and farming up every minion wave. So, but he still ended up as number 2 in farm in the game by the end of it at 89, just barely eclipsing our Morgana player. So he, you know, couldn't really farm, but still managed to get back in it. And I, with that 187, was just so much more than everyone else. So, interesting thing about this game, again, we've been having a lot of discussion about the whole Elo hell thing back and forth as I do these ranked games. Once again, the more games I play, the more I'm convinced that it doesn't really exist. In games like this, I mean, yes, did we have feeders on our team? Yes, absolutely. And that's going to happen. You're going to have people who feed on your team. But what you have to do is to be able to carry your teammates when they're not playing well. And if you can't do that, you're not going to rise up in the rankings. In this game, we were able to do that. When we've been able to do that, we've won games. When we haven't been able to do that, we had a game that we played just before this where we lost. I mean, Varus and I played okay in that game. We weren't awful, but we didn't carry. And so the fact that we didn't carry the game meant that it wasn't enough to pull our team up to victory. So if you want to be able to rise in Elo, you have to be able to carry games when people on your team aren't playing well. And that's exactly what happened here. So I thought that this game was an interesting example of that. And also just on turning around a game where things aren't going well. I mean, we lost bottom hard in this game, but ultimately it didn't end up mattering. It was just myself, Varus, and our Lee Sin player who played really well in this game, able to carry the game with 9-3, 5-2-12, and 9-1. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Keep an eye on the live stream if you want to see more games. And until later, take care.